We're hearing reports of an explosion at Brussels airport.
I heard two very, very loud explosions. I could feel the sort of the building move.
There are a number of, as you might imagine, very upset, very frightened people.
It certainly seems that Brussels airport has been targeted in a terrorist attack.
More breaking news. We're hearing now that there has been an explosion at a Brussels metro station close to the EU.
Go to the emergency exit at the tarmac, please. At the beacon. You can come this way also.
A terror attack unfolding live on TV. Sky correspondent Alex Rossi had just checked in for his flight home.
We're all being moved out of the airport now towards the emergency exit. There is a great deal of confusion here.
Certainly, there are a number of, as you might imagine, very upset, very frightened people. The people I am with here certainly believe that there is a terrorist attack, although...
They were right. 2 explosions inside the departure lounge. Belgium had been braced. Warnings had been issued. But nothing can prepare you for this.
Please do not come in the airport. Everybody has to evacuate to the gate A30s.
Outside the airport, sheer panic. The explosions sent travellers running for their lives. And inside the terminal, the full horror was becoming more apparent. This is where the explosives were detonated.
What it was? A job or was it a terrorist? Will it happen much more time? Will it happen much more time? Yes, many times or no? Better so. Stay with them.
Soldiers.
A soldier can also do nothing.
Get over here. Get over there.
The walking wounded were led away by those who could.
I'm right outside the terminal.
Tended to by travellers as they waited for ambulances to arrive.
One gunshot afterwards, and there was one man who was speaking in Arabic afterwards, and I heard boom, an enormous explosion, after people and I said to myself, I'll try to save more people.
I walked through a mess, a load of stuff, glass splitters, smoke, water dripping from the ceiling. We had to walk through puddles and we were evacuated.
Everything is black. And I see, when I go out, I see a lot of people with blood. And I just run out of the airport.
We had a big bang. Everybody cried and came along here. We saw kind of smoke, you know.
Two people with heads like covered, really covered with blood, and lots of people whose hands were covered with blood.
With details of the attack on the international airport still emerging, news of more carnage. Another transport target during rush hour, designed to cause maximum loss of life. Underground, terrified passengers were evacuated from their train and led through the darkness and the smoke to safety. Maalbeek metro station is just a few streets away from the European Union headquarters. The terrorists had sent a clear message to the West.
I was getting off the metro station in Artlois when we heard a loud, muffled thud. Some panic kind of set in. Some people started to rush out of the metro station very quickly, and we were met by soldiers at the top of the stairs who immediately evacuated the place.
Brussels was now dealing with two major terrorist attacks, coordinated to bring panic, confusion and fear. The city's transport network had ground to a halt. People were urged to stay at home until the situation had been brought under control. Schools were warned to keep their children indoors. The capital was in lockdown.
Please line up and take the buses, please, as soon as you can. If you can, women and children first, please, for the buses.
With hundreds of international flights cancelled, these stranded and disorientated passengers could do little. Separated from their belongings, stranded in a country at war.
Felt muffled, so I knew we were not very close to it, but we were close enough that it reverberated throughout our entire bodies.
Everybody running.
The building shook.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the B. Yeah.
In the B, we heard like a little.
Suddenly, late into the afternoon, a huge breakthrough in the hunt for the bombers. This picture, a still frame grab from CCTV footage inside the airport, could identify the killers. At first glance, it looks innocuous enough, 3 young men striding casually through an airport. But it's believed these men weren't preparing for a holiday. They were preparing for mass murder. Look carefully at the single gloves worn on the left hand of each of the men dressed in black. Some experts speculate these gloves could hide the detonators or the triggers to the explosives wired to each suicide bomber. The third man, probably an accomplice, is now on the run. He's Belgium's most wanted.
Op de luchthaven van Zaventem werd een foto genomen van 3 verdachte mannen.
There is a photo of 3 suspects that was taken in Zaventem. 2 of those seem to have committed a suicide attack. The other one is wearing a hat and he's being searched for. Various departments and experts are currently at various crime scenes. This will happen for many hours to come. Due to the violence of the attacks, this investigation is particularly difficult.
The arrest last week of Abdel Salam in a Belgian suburb was greeted with joy and tempered with disquiet. Europe's most wanted, the chief suspect of the Paris attacks, he had been sheltered and protected. This prompted fears of an extended jihadi network, not one cell, but many, all linked to ISIS. The group is claiming it's behind the carnage in Brussels, and it's shown it reaches deep inside this country. Belgium's war is not over.